Good morning. One of the biggest bands on the planet is opening its European and North American tour in downtown Vancouver tonight.
It's a beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day.
U2 chose Vancouver as the very first stop on its Innocence and Experience tour. It'll take them to 20 of the world's largest cities, including New York, London, Paris, and Amsterdam. Bono and the boys have been rehearsing in the city for the last couple of weeks and used Pacific Coliseum to make sure everything is good to go. Now get this, some fans have been camping out outside Rogers Arena since Monday. They've come from all over the world and try to catch a glimpse of this absolute blockbuster band from Ireland. These fans have all got floor seats, which are general admission, meaning first come, first serve.
We've got some cheap tickets in the upper deck. They're $95 each. And then we've got some of the best seats in the house, which is right at center, cuts the middle of the stage, and they're going at about $675.
This is a live look outside Rogers Arena where you can see U2's set-up trucks have parked along Expo Boulevard. We will be at the concert tonight, and we'll show you some highlights tomorrow morning on the program. Also, if you're planning to head to tonight's concert, make sure you send us in some photos to our Facebook page or tweet us at BT_Vancouver. Drivers, be warned. You're being warned about, well, what's going to probably take you a little bit longer to get around our city this summer. The City of Vancouver says its summer construction schedule is probably the fullest it's been since the lead up to the 2010 Winter Olympics. Remember that? 29 sites will be getting some TLC, including some of the busiest areas in the city. Traffic jams can be expected, including disruptions at both the Burrard and Granville bridges at the exact same time. Road work will also be done on Pender Street in Chinatown, where water main repairs will cause long delays.
So we'll try to put a group of projects together on one street over a couple of blocks, so we do those shutdowns and have those traffic impacts all happening at the same time.
When it comes to getting around Metro Vancouver, new numbers suggest many of you are choosing to park the car. The city says 50% of trips made around town are no longer happening in vehicles. That's up from last study concluded in 2008, when it was at 40%. The goal for 2040 is for 2/3 of people in Vancouver to begin choosing alternative forms of transportation. The train involved in Tuesday's derailment in Philadelphia was going more than twice the speed limit when it left the tracks. Investigators are still waiting to speak with the driver of the Amtrak train, but they're letting him recover from shock before they conduct the interview. Data shows the train was doing 163 kilometers an hour at the time it derailed. 7 people were killed in the accident, including a Canadian man. Abid Jilani was a 55-year-old married father of 2. A man accused of killing 2 girls in BC nearly 40 years ago is trying to get out of jail. Gary Handlin's bail hearing is expected to get underway later today. He was arrested last year in Surrey after spending several years in Ontario. The 67-year-old is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. He's accused in the killing of 11-year-old Catherine Mary Herbert in Abbotsford in 1975. He's also accused in the murder of 12-year-old Monica Jack in Merritt 3 years later. Handlin's trial will be held in BC Supreme Court. Crown prosecutors plan to challenge his bail application. Supreme Court of Canada will not hear the appeal of the man convicted of criminal negligence causing the death in the sinking of the Queen of the North. Carl Lilger was found guilty in 2013 after it was argued he had been distracted by a long-standing personal relationship with a co-worker. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison. The 59-year-old was found guilty of criminal negligence causing death in the disappearances of Gerald Foisey and Shirley Rosette. The 2 passengers vanished after the ship ran aground and sank near Prince Rupert in March of 2006. Rapidly expanding Bobtail Lake wildfire near Prince George now covers about 80 square kilometers. An evacuation order remains in effect for the Norman Lake area. The wildfire forced the evacuation of 80 people earlier this week. 700 more could be impacted if the flames continue to spread. BC's Wildfire Management Branch says the unpredictable fire is showing no signs of letting up. An employee accused of selling edible marijuana to a minor at Weeds Glass and Gifts in Vancouver last month will keep his job. But store owner Don Briere says he will be demoted. He adds since charges have not been filed, it's difficult to terminate someone's position. Briere's business on West 4th Avenue was raided last month after a 15-year-old was hospitalized after apparently consuming edible products from his store.